Hello and welcome to this refresher video on how to evaluate an absolute value. Now, absolute value is just a fancy math term, that tells you how far a number is from zero. For example, if I gave you a number line here, we know that zero is right here, zero. And we have 1, 2, 3, and over here we have -1, -2, -3. And so basically an absolute value, if I told you, hey, what is the absolute value of this number right here? What is the absolute value of 3? Well, absolute value, again, is just a fancy term to say distance. So how far is this from 0? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's 3 places away from 0. So the absolute value, or the distance of 3 is just 3. In mathematics, we use two bars, up and down bars, to represent this. So we would write it like this: the absolute value of 3. These two up and down bars, that means absolute value, which is a fancy word for distance. And we said that the absolute value of 3 is just 3. It's three distances away from 0. Let's try it with this number here, -2. The absolute value of -2. Well, how far? What's the distance of -2 from 0? Well, let's find out. It's 1, 2 spots. And so we would say the answer is 2. Now, distance is always positive. You can't say there's no such thing as negative distance. You wouldn't say, hey, my house is -2 miles from here. No, we don't have negative distance. Distance is always positive. So what an absolute value does is makes it positive. An absolute value makes the inside number positive. So if you're asked to do an expression like 8 minus 12, the absolute value of 8 minus 12, we would follow these two processes. Step number 1, work on the inside of the absolute value until you're down just to one number. So I would actually do 8 minus 12. 8 minus 12 is -4. We then find the absolute value of that value by making it positive. The absolute value will always make things positive. So the absolute value of -4 is just 4. That's it. So let's make sure you understand this concept. I've written up 5 questions here. Go ahead and pause the video and give these a try. Let's see if you can ace these 5 questions on the absolute value. When you're ready to check your answers, press the play button. Here we go. Let's do it. I've got the absolute value of 8. Now, absolute value is just telling me what's the distance, and the distance from 0, it always makes the number inside positive. So the answer is 8. On number 2, I've got -7. -7, again, absolute value makes the inside number positive, no matter what. And so my answer is 7. Ooh, 0, absolute value of 0. Well, it just makes 0 positive, so it would just be 0. Here, I have 6, absolute value of 6 minus 2. I'm going to do 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. And so the absolute value of 4, well, that would just be 4. Okay, on this one here, we have the absolute value of 10 minus 3 times 5. Ooh, so we're going to have to do a little math here. We're going to follow order of operations. I'm going to multiply first. So I do the 3 times the 5. I have 10 minus 15. And 10 minus 15 is -5. And so the absolute value of -5, absolute value always makes things positive. And so the answer would be 5. Okay, thanks for refreshing on absolute values. We'll see you soon.